So I went through Trump's 927 page financial disclosure. And I'm not gonna lie, homie is rich as hell. Rich. But the one thing that caught my eye wasn't what was on there. It was really what wasn't on there. Because if you remember, there was a big thing about the royal family gifting Trump a $400 million jumbo jet for him to use as kind of airplane that he travels on. As you can see, News did a story on it, MSN did a story on it, and I was for sure that this was going to be on here. So I went through the gifts line by line. We have a statue, sculpture, $250,000 from a random custom sticker company. Saints owner, Gail Benson, Super Bowl ticket, the French family, 500 tickets, NCAA, his homie Dana White, and random Commanders Lions game, which we probably know Commanders got the ass whooped because the Lions were. I did not see the plane on there, so I did a little bit more digging, and I saw or I realized what was actually going on. So no one wants to pay taxes, whether you're the president, janitor, or anybody. Taxes is just something that no one wants to do, right? So the jumbo jet is probably worth around fair market value, let's say $300,000. So instead of the Qatar family gifting to the jet, instead of the royal family gifting the jet directly to Trump, taking the jet when he leaves, tax penalty, blah. Or for one, you can't tax a foreign government. They don't follow our rules. But if Trump took the tax itself, he will be subject to. But so the Qatar family gifted the plane to the DOD. The DOD, it's a plane, but it's Trump's plane and he has control over it. So the plan was for the DOD to gift the plane to the Library Foundation, to where the plane would sit and be able to see the plane that Trump flew in. But then Trump's son was like, you know what? That's not really the plan anymore. You probably use like outdated Air Force One plane to put there. We really don't know what we're going to do with the Qatari plane. So the Democrats, they're kind of pissed. So they wanted to pass a bill to make sure that Trump can't take the plane when he leaves. But the DOD, they're going to give the plane to the Trump Foundation, the Library Foundation, ran by none other than baby Trump, Eric, I believe, who's building the library. So with that, Trump still control over the plane through his foundation. So basically, when he wants to fly, if it's things that are furthering the foundation, so if it's things that's like foundation or foundation business, then he can fly the plane free and clear. And if he passes, his estate doesn't have to pay gift tax because Trump never owns the plane. But he passes on control of the foundation to the family. So now the family controls the plane without having to pay taxes. Now, this is genius level financial routing because no one wants to pay taxes. For what? They literally spent $400 million of taxpayer dollars to hook up the plane. Like, yeah, money went to Trump's plane. Again, I'm not a Trump hater. I don't really follow politics like that. But I thought this financial disclosure had a lot of little gems in there that the average person can learn a lot from. But yeah, let me know what you think about this. Like, do you think avoiding taxes is ethical or should everyone pay taxes? Me personally, I like if you know how to avoid taxes, then you do that. I'm a hater from me. I pay my taxes. Really, you know what I mean? As soon as I learn how to not pay them or find ways to avoid it, I'm gonna do that shit. But let me know what you think, though. This was a good read.